I wanted to ask you before, Matt, how did fantasy go?
Shit, I won.
You did win?
I won. I blew his ass out.
Really? I thought you were getting it close. Well, we really didn't talk that much because
No, no,
driving
no.
and shit.
I already won before the Sunday night games, and I still had Claypool and Harris playing. I already had blown them out. It was done.
Oh wow. Oh yeah, you destroyed him then.
Yeah, I'm whooping your ass right now in fantasy basketball.
Yeah, to be honest, man, you got lucky. I didn't notice Scotty Barnes was about to play. I had no idea. I thought I looked and he wasn't, and then when I look back, I was like, damn, he did play. Huh?
Yeah. That's why 4-3, right?
Yeah. But in fantasy for me, I blew out the first guy in my brother's league. I'm talking about I destroyed him. I put up 165 points up on my brother's league. I literally am number 2 now for points scored in my brother's league. So I'm like destroying him. I lost one, which is a league that I'm doing really bad in. That's the only league I lost. Bruh. I lost. I put up 143 points and I lost. The other guy put up 156. If I would have played anybody else, I would have won. Anybody. Nobody else even put up 120 points. And me and that one guy went battle to battle like that and ended up losing because of it. So that's like the worst thing about fantasy, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta have a good game, but you can't have your other guy you're going against have a good game too. You're just screwed.
I mean, we already got for our league coming up next season. We already got 2 teams. Yeah. We'll get into more detail about the rules and all that stuff. Like, old dude is really excited about it with all the the nuances and then like the restrictions and rules that we got coming up for these. Because it's
pretty cool.
It's a different type of league.
Yeah, no, I was looking at that, and then for basketball, yeah, I just didn't notice that Wasane was gonna play yesterday, so I kind of got screwed over. So I mean, but the crazy part, what's even crazier, like I really didn't do that bad yesterday. You put up 290, I put up 234.
Yeah, and I had everybody playing.
Yeah. So I think what screwed me is the first day. That's what you really went off on the first day because you had everybody playing.
Yeah,
so I'm really behind.
Friday too.
Yeah, so I'm really behind because you just had so many people playing. So I'm kind of screwed on that. If I might get lucky, but I don't know, man.
Hey, no,
you got way too many days where everybody in your squad is playing.
So, and I just picked up Josh Hart again. So
he said I'm picking him back up.
Yeah, he's balling right now.
So but yeah, we'll see. I'm trying my best with the fantasy basketball. I have notifications on for that. That's like the only thing I have notifications on for, so I can be able to pay attention to it. I'm trying to get used to it.
But yeah, it's a new thing that we're doing because he's not really into basketball like that, but he likes basketball. So the way he got into football was he played fantasy football, so like that. And he's like real detailed in football. He knows players. We can talk about anything. So I'm trying to get him to like my IQ of the NBA. So that way,
I think fantasy basketball will help
back and forth like how it is with football, because basketball is just one-sided at this point. Unless it's not the Celtics. If it's not the Celtics, that's one-sided. Yeah.
I'm just passionate about that.
Bro, you haven't been to Boston. I want to hear it.
But other than that,
be a good trip for him to go see the Boston Celtics play.
Garbage.
Yeah, I mean, that's why we went to Orlando. You know, I said, yeah. But I would talk to him already. Like one day, bucket list, I have to go up to Boston to actually see them.
It'll be a totally different experience.
Yeah, man. I told him like if we can figure it out, like I want to go to Brooklyn to go see the Nets too. Like I ain't gonna wear Boston. I'm gonna wear black and keep my head down and go to the game.
If you take my ass to Boston to go to a Celtics, I'm gonna be real disrespectful and I'm gonna wear a Yankee jersey.
You gotta be good. Why would you do some dumb stuff like that,
bro?
That's like us going to Philly and wearing a different. No,
bro, just wear green. It's already open season. I can't. You telling me I can't wear shorts? I got a whole Yankee tattoo
just
on my.
Just wear green. Let's just be neutral. I'm just gonna wear black. I'm just gonna be neutral because I don't want to deal with New York dudes get mad at me at the game. And you don't want to deal with Boston dudes either. Them boys is rude.
Gonna be like 27 all day. 27.
Hey man, I'm just saying. Y'all, you risking it for that. He trying to fight. I ain't trying to fight.
He is.
He trying to fight.
Yeah,
That's like us going to a Philly game and wearing something that we ain't supposed to going to Philly.
Like Cowboys.
Yeah, like going to the Eagles thing. No, hell no. I wouldn't even step foot in the Eagles stadium, like at all, because I'm not risking that. Because them boys are just terrible people. They're just terrible people. I'm not dealing with them. So yeah, nah. We gotta be smart about what stadium you walk into.
Yeah.
Like if we went to Atlanta or Charlotte,
that
don't matter. You know, Orlando, that don't matter.
I'm all about it.
Yeah, we can go to a Heat game. That don't matter.
Bro, I've been to East Coast games. I'm all about it, bro.
I ain't going to no Boston game. I'm not going to Boston wearing a different color, and I'm not going to New York wearing a different color. I'll tell you that right now. I'm wearing black.
Don't wear no green. Don't wear no red in New York. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly. I'm wearing black if we go to a Nets game. It's just how it's going down. Don't care. I'm not risking that. Hell no. Nah.
All right. So we're gonna get on the first topic. Childhood. Right. So go ahead. I'll give you the floor is yours. So how, like, for me, I think my childhood, it was like a big ass roller coaster ride. Because I am the oldest of 5 boys.
Yes.
So I am the guinea pig in the tests. So you know how they be testing on just to make sure everything right, get the right components, what is it? Was hypothesis? There you go, hypothesis and stuff like that. Yeah, I was the lab experiment, bro.
Well, you were the first one.
Yeah, man.
It was you and me for like, a couple of months.
Yeah, my dad went on vacation for a couple of months. We'll just put it that way.
I was very nurturing. Like all the things that I didn't get, like I wanted to put out on my kids. Like I was, very touchy-feely with the hugs and the kisses and very protective. He was a good kid, like very respectful. We used to call him Matthew Love, and he would do this little dance. And we'd be like, Matthew Love.
Oh, emotional ass.
Yeah, he would do this dance, and he had this favorite song. What was it? Love me, love me.
The Cranberries.
Yes,
no.
and he would sing it. Oh, it was beautiful. He loved Barney up until I told him that Barney took his pacifier because he was a big.
No.
Yes. After that, he didn't want to know nothing about Barney. He didn't want to know nothing about Barney. He didn't want to look at Barney. He didn't want. He threw all the Barney toys.
Tell him Barney took it. Yes. I love it. Said Barney gotta get rid of it.
Yeah.
Man, traumatizing, man.
Yeah. Like, I felt bad. But he's already at an age, and then like the pacifier, like you buy these nice little pacifiers, and then you're looking at, they start smelling, and then they inflate because they're sucking on them so long.
Oh my goodness gracious, really?
Yeah, those pacifiers were nasty because they were like latex back in the time. Now they're not. Now they're silicone.
Silicone now, yeah.
Yeah, it was just gross, and then you would have to throw them away, and then they would hide them. Mikey was famous for hiding his pacifier. You thinking you're taking it away from him, and then he'll just pop up with another one. Like, where the hell did
So I got the stash.
Yeah. So he always looked out for his brothers. He would try to get slick. I see Malachi trying to do like the same thing, with Maliki and stuff, and
There's this one story that they always tell, right? Where I think you was away. My dad was knocked out.
Oh, I was working. I was doing the overnight.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh my God. Oh.
I haven't told him the story. I haven't
told him. No. I don't know.
Yes. Okay, I was working overnight. It was, the holiday season, and I was telling my husband, I need to get out because I'm gonna go crazy. You're gonna find me in the news. Like I need some interactions. So I was doing the overnight, and then my supervisor calls, and me and my husband worked at the same store, which was Toys R Us at the time, and he's like, "Oh, Louis is gonna be coming late," and I'm like, why is he? It was like something about the kids getting into baby oil. I'm like, baby oil. Man, I get home from work, okay?
She said the baby oil.
I open the door. All you see is the PS1
PlayStation games.
All on the floor. And there's baby oil everywhere. And he's on his toddler bed with a string wrapped around his waist. And he's like, Mommy. And then you got Marcus in the crib with his boogers running down from head to toe, baby oil. And my husband is flipping out, trying to mop, baby oil. It was baby oil everywhere. The kids were full of baby oil. And he's like, I could kill them. I was like, listen, go take a shower. I'm going to go buy less oil. Just go. Just get out. Go to work. I got this. Let me tell you, I felt so bad for him. And I felt so bad for them. I was so tired because I did it overnight. Yeah. And let me tell you, I just told them, pick up your games. And I got everything else. And I cleaned everything and them in an hour. Everything was done. Everything was cool. And we all knocked out. But there's another story.
Oh, shit. I don't know about this.
Did he tie him to the bed?
He literally... You know, like back in the days when you hang up your clothes.
Yeah.
Did your mom do that, like with the string and hang up the clothes?
Yeah.
He had him tied in that string, like he had him tied on around his waist, enough for him to get off
your ass right here.
On the bed.
Your ass right here.
Yep, he sure did.
Oh my God!
I was like, yo, what did I walk into? I'm like, yo, like. Dyfus is gonna come and take my kids.
Oh, child protectors loved it.
I'm like, yo, they're gonna take my kids away. But I did it overnight, and that day I was really tired, and I told him, I'm like, you know, I made sure they ate, and I'm like, if mommy is sleeping too long and you're hungry, you know, just let mommy know that you're hungry. Yo, Cyber, I woke up to the fire alarm. I woke up and all I saw was smoke. And when I get up, he's pulling out pizza from the microwave. The pizza's burnt black. And he's like, Mommy, I made pizza. He's like, you tired? I didn't want to wake you up. I made pizza, me and Marcus. And I'm like, I felt so bad. I was like, oh
how old was he?
He was about what?
4?
Not even. I think you were 3.5. No, you had to be 4. You were about to.
My man, 4 years old, putting pizza in the microwave. Yeah. Talking about to feed us.
I felt so bad. He was like, I didn't want to wake you up, Mommy. You tired. You work. And I was like, oh my God. Like it was so cool.
No fucking way. Yeah. That is hilarious.
You know what it is to wake up with the fire alarm going. And
you think life is over. You think life is over.
I was like, oh my God, I gotta get them out. And I'm here like trying to figure out where the smoke is coming from. I thought they were playing with the stove.
Yeah.
And then he gave Marcus a burnt piece of pizza, and the kids over here, boogers again, like just munching on burnt pizza. I'm like, give me that. No.
Why he always had boogers?
always with the boogers running.
Oh man. I taught Marcus how to get out of his crib.
And then I caught that one.
I taught him how to get out of the crib.
He was like, just slide. Like they actually broke
he was crib. Teaching him how to do it.
They broke the crib. So he will pull the crib, like he will pull a part of the crib, and then Marcus would just slide under. And like he will pull it. So the first time it happened, his head got stuck. And we're like, no, you're not gonna do this anymore. Don't do it. But then he was like, I'm gonna help you. Like he would instigate stuff. And then
I'm gonna help you break out of here, though. I gotta help you break up out of here, boy.
Yeah.
God, man.
Yeah, it was.
Why? I think that I try to like remember like, so since I was a baby with my siblings, a little different because like I have 2 from my mom and I have 2 from my dad, and they had me. But the only ones I lived with was my 2 from my mom. So my brother that was closest to me, like my mom's side, he's like 8 years older than me. So he was out of the house, when I was like in 6th grade. He was gone. So like, I was by myself for a while. But when I was a baby, it was a little different because they really didn't like, the only one that really interacted with me that liked me was my oldest, the oldest one. He's like 10 years on me. So he's the only one that really took care of me for the most part. Rashad did his best. I ain't gonna say he ain't do nothing for me, but Charles was the main one that was really like really nice to me. But only thing I always remember about me with my parents, they said that I had two problems. Like I had two problems. I was an escape artist, and I would drink anything. If it's sitting out, I'm gonna drink it. I don't care what it is. If it's in a cup, sitting right there, I'm taking it to the head. So they said my pops used to always tell me, my pops used to tell me a story. It was 2 stories that one day they said they was like hanging out, like having like, I guess like people over at the house, and they was like drinking and shit in the living room. And I was supposed to be asleep in the crib. And I think Rashad and Charles were like, supposed to be watching me or whatever. No. I think they were playing because I think we had cousins at the house. So I probably was like maybe 1, 2, like I just started walking. Apparently I didn't crawl. I straight up started running like off a rip. So like when I stood up and they like, wanted me to crawl and stuff like that, I didn't walk. I like did the quick stutter thing to the next spot. So I learned to run first before I was like, you were really walking well. So they said that one day they was drinking, having a good time in the living room, and all they heard was just a big ass loud thump upstairs. And they were just like, the hell was that? Just loud as hell. They came upstairs. I'm in the bathroom, fucking shit up. And they're like, first of all, how did you come out and didn't cry? So I guess when I hopped over the crib, because I went over the top, I didn't go underneath. I hit the top rope and hit the ground and kept riding. And they said apparently I just hit the ground and didn't cry. Like that was the goal. And I just kept running and then started fucking up. So they had to, what he said he built, he like added like a net thing to the top of the crib.
Like a canopy. Like a canopy. Yeah.
That ain't gonna hold you
because
back.
I kept hitting. I was hitting it. Like I was out. Once I figured out how to do it, it was over. They said I used to like pile up my blanket and like teddy bear and stuff in the corner, and I hopped that shit, and I was out of there. So they had to put something over the top for me to cover it up. And then
you're already preparing yourself to be a Marine.
I was ready. I was ready to hot the walls. I was ready to hot walls. So, and then the next thing my pops used to say, he was like, I know why you like brown so much, because that was the first thing you ever drank. And I'm like, what you mean? And he was like, oh man, he was like, I know when you first turned 21, you didn't like drinking brown and stuff like that, but I developed a taste as I got older and stuff. He was like, I know why you like it, because that's all you used to drink. He was like, I used to make drinks, sit it on the table, get up, go to the bathroom, smoke a cigarette, something. If I left it there and you were there, you are going to drink it. And it didn't matter what it was. He said there were many a times where I took back glasses of straight cognac, brandy, didn't matter. And then he said what was crazy, I never had issues from it. He said I would just go to sleep. He said,
let you drink it.
I think the crazy part, they would say, usually when they say that, back in the day, they used to tell you to put the brandy on the gums and shit like that to help. And they say usually with kids, when they get hangovers, because they'll get hangovers from it, they'll cry because they had a hangover. He was like, you never did. You never fucking cried. You just went to sleep, passed out, done. They said they would have to like sleep near me to make sure I was alive, but I'll just be out. And I was like, damn, that make a lot of sense, because I do drink like that. I do drink real well now. But that's like the only crazy stories I could think of for me, dog. I'm sure like my parents probably got some other shit, but those are like the main ones they tell me, because once my brothers moved out of the house too, it was over for me. So it was kind of like I was the only child. I didn't do anything.
Oh no, I got stories for days. You know what they would do? They would use the little one to go pick up girls. They would take Mason to school, because we used to call Mason Baby Jesus because he had long hair.
Luscious hair.
And he was so adorable and charismatic, and everybody would just like gravitate to him. They would take him to go pick up girls.
No way.
Yeah. And Mason would be kissing these girls, and I'm like,
oh shit.
I was like, oh,
oh nah.
Yeah.
It ain't like that, is it?
On my Facebook memories, your homecoming for senior year.
Oh yeah. My date.
Yeah, like
he was in his Superman pajamas.
And I'm here I'm here looking at
date.
the pictures, and I'm here showing, my husband. I'm like, hey, look at Matthew.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Mason in the middle holding the girl, and then you have her holding Mason, and I'm like,
this man out here.
They always had Mason up and down.
That ain't right.
Up and down.
Right.
But he loved it.
He loved it.
I get, the funny part, I tell my brother-in-law that he should have done that when I lived with them, when the girls were there. He should have been taking Callie out with him to like the store or something and use that to help him get some chicks, because Callie is that type of Callie and Virginia, you know what I mean? Like them two, when people see them two kids, people are gravitate to them. You're like, oh my God, they're so pretty. Look at the hair. You know what I mean? I was like, bro, you should have been using that. You should have been using that. He does, though. He said he do that on his social media. So if you look on his IG and like Facebook and stuff, he has a lot of pictures of him holding the kids. A lot. So it's like, he looking like a good father figure. Because I mean, Callie is drawn to that man. I mean, Callie loves her uncle like to the next level. Like, yo, we go to church, we at church, and we sitting there. Everybody got their snack and stuff, and you know what I'm saying, music playing or whatever. Uncle Josh show up. He come around the back. She see him. She gone. I'm talking about she get down immediately, go straight to him. She don't care about nothing else, and he holds her the whole time. Like he's really good with him. And I think he should do that too. I think that would be a really good idea for him. Make sure, like, if he does have a Tinder profile, I hope she on it.
It worked lovely for me.
No,
he said it works wonders.
It sure did.
It sure did. Yeah, I taught him how to say some sentences, some phases. Yeah, I had him talking like spitting game on him.
So what? You're 10 years older than he is, right?
I'm 12 years older than Mason.
12?
I actually took care of him when he was a baby during the summer because he was born in May.
Yeah, because you're about 29.
He was born in May, and then that summer I took care of him at like 12. At 12, I was taking care of him.
You're about 29, so yeah, that'll do it to you.
Yep.
Wow.
It's so funny because it's like when everybody leaves, like when he left to go to boot camp, when Marcus left to go to boot camp, when Michael, left to move to Virginia, and Max has been with Mason for a long time, but it's like you look at Mason now, he's not that baby. He's tall.
Yeah.
Very calm now. Very funny. And it's like when they around Mason, they just look at him like that little crazy kid, that wild thing. That's what we used to call him. The Mason, because he was a tornado. Okay.
Oh man.
He was oh my God.
I used to lock that boy up in the chair. We had like the high chair.
Yeah.
Sit your ass in the chair, boy.
It's always like that for the babies, man.
Yeah, and it's like now they still, I guess, picture him like that. And now it's like when they have conversations with him, they're like, wow, he's like grown. Like,
yeah, I could tell that when I was talking to him. I could tell that. Like, I could tell that's how Matt still talked to him in a certain way. Like, I could still kind of tell, like, he talked to him. Especially now that I know the age difference, it makes sense why you talk to him like that. And then when I was talking to him, I'm like talking to him, I'm like, damn, bro, yeah, you about grown, bro. Like, you about out of this house, you about grown dude. And it's just funny thinking about it now. Like, when I first talked to Matt and we first talked, like, Mason was, damn, what, 13?
Yeah,
about 13, I think.
Like, no, lies. 11.
11.
11.
Yeah.
He was 11.
11? I know.
11.
So he wasn't in high school yet. He wasn't in high school yet.
He was still in
Yeah. So, all right. So that lets you know, like, when we first started talking about him, yeah, because I think Max was a freshman when we were talking, like when we first met. Yep. So hearing about Max getting to a senior and then now joining the Marine Corps, now looking at Mason, and like before, I was only thinking really about Max in high school. Now Mason, like before, he was a young kid, and now he's about grown. That's insane to me. It's crazy to believe like that he's almost at this point to where he's about to join the Marine Corps. That's unbelievable. Now I know the age difference for you. Now I know it's weird for you. I know it is. I mean, I don't know. I ain't got no younger siblings. It's just
it's not weird. I mean, I'm the oldest. All I have is
you've seen them all, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not weird for me. I just look at it like, all right, now that he's older, now he can relate. Like he can relate to what I'm talking. Like now he understands.
That is true.
Like, all right, that is true. Like, I sit your ass down. Let me give you some. Let me give you some wisdom,
some knowledge.
Let me give you some knowledge real quick. And then I can see like he reciprocates it well. He takes it. He's like, all right, like
now he listens. He listens pretty well.
Yeah. Like my thing with him, my aunt thing with him is like, yo, read a book, because he always on his phone playing a game. Like I'll be telling him like, yo, do you know what this means? He's like,
I mean, I can't do that. I wouldn't a reader either. Like I mean, I learned my stuff through like a life lessons.
No, yeah, but I'm just
no, I get it though. That's what you're supposed to do. Like my brothers tried the same thing for me. Like the way, like I said, the way you talk to him and the way you talk to Max is like the same way like my brothers talk to me. And I was talking to Max when it was like one time you got off the phone and me and Max stayed on the phone for like another hour. And I was talking to him and I was like, hey, like I understand what you're going through with your brother, that you probably hearing what he's saying, but you just want to throw it away because it's like, man, he just trying to older brother me and just trying to talk down and try to do all this stuff. I was like, look, only thing he care is that you do well and that you do better than what he did. That's the only thing he care about. It may come off as like he's talking to you like you're like he's your father, but dog, he just trying to take care of you. And I told Mason the same thing. I was like, bro, he just trying to take care of you, bro. He just don't want you to mess up or make a mistake. He just wants you to do better than what he did. And I was like, trust me, I understand. I was the baby. I get it. I didn't listen to my brothers either. At all. None of them. They told me to do all this crap. I ain't listen to none of them. Not one of them. But they was talking about some good knowledge and stuff. Especially my oldest, my middle brother, Rashad, the one that was in the Navy. He was really trying to help me, especially at a certain point, because, he was in the Navy, he made his mistakes and stuff and got out of the Navy and stuff. But he was really trying to make sure I didn't mess it up either. But I ain't listen to him. I ain't listen to him.
It's funny because it's like the last two, I think they really benefited from us learning from our mistakes.
Yeah.
As parenting, and at the same time looking at what their brothers were going through and they not wanting to make the same mistakes.
Yeah.
I
can see that.
But they will go down a road and they're going to make mistakes. And I tell them, you don't have to be perfect. You have to learn your own lessons and you have to go down your own road.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no matter what, they're not trying to tell you what to do. They're just trying to avoid you from hitting that wall and driving yourself crazy.
I mean, our own mistakes, the stuff that we did, like coming through it. Like I said, I definitely see that for y'all. Like, with having Matt and then you talking about 10, 12-year gaps between him and the youngest, you got a lot of time to develop and refine a parent.
Yeah.
Like what? So what's name was born in 2002?
Jason?
No, yeah. So I was born 94, Mark 96, Michael 99, Max was 01, and then Mason was 06.
Yeah, Mason was
06?
06, bro.
Mason wasn't. I was literally in the process of getting my tubes tied.
Yeah.
Like I had my appointment. Me and my doctor were going to set up the day where I was going to get my tubes cut.
Oh, no. Mason said you thought.
And then it's like, they're like, oh, come on. And I'm like, no, let's just wait. And I knew I was going to get pregnant. And literally I was 2 days late. I was at work and I was on a ladder and I was putting a fixture up. And I got like really dizzy and I was telling my friend, what's today's date? And she's like, oh, it's the 24th. And I'm like, holy snap, I'm 2 days late. And then love chocolate. I love chocolate cake. They were giving out chocolate cake at work. And I went in there and just the smell and the look.
Oh, yeah, it's over. You knew what it was.
I was like, I need to get a test. I went and bought a test. As soon as I dipped it, that second line popped up. And I still have that test. I still have it. I have it put away.
I love it. That's hilarious. I mean, like, at that point, you knew. Like, you knew. Like, we were talking about that with Virginia. Like, I knew Maria was pregnant. She knew. We both knew. We were like, oh, man, this is it. And it's just, I mean, but like I said, though, like, you had so many years to refine and, like, develop as a parent by Matthew and everything that happened from there all the way to 2006. You damn near a different person. Like, you're damn near a different person, like doing completely different things because I mean, you already went through 90s. So in the mid 90s, you're now went through the internet phase to where there was no internet, there's nothing there. So now you're having a kid where internet is prominent. Like, this is a main staple in the world at this point. You're learning different things. Like, it's crazy.
360. We have the 360 app on this.
Yeah. That's what we was talking about.
We have a camera in the kitchen to know who's coming in and out.
Sucks to be them because I didn't have that.
We had that. You know what I mean? We was talking about that. How we, our generation, like us in the 90s, have went through that. We knew when there was no type of internet, like, nothing like that, where, we had cassette tapes, CDs were new, like that was a brand new thing, stuff like that, to like years later, like 10 years later, now we're on the internet. Shoot, we even went through the time where you couldn't be on the phone and the internet at the same time.
No,
like we grew up like that. Like at the point where it was like, I'm on the phone cupcaking.
You're gonna have to call me after 9.
Yeah, you're gonna call me after 9. You remember that shit? Oh my god. The free minutes. Oh my god. We went through all that as like kids. And like I can only imagine that like as like an adult having kids, seeing all of that. Like I'm trying to think about like what we have went through, like having Malachi and Marilyn when we started, and like how things were kind of at a certain point to now on how things are changing completely. Because I remember we and him was going back and forth at the beginning about the iPad tablet things for kids. I mean, when we first had kids, that was kind of weird. Like we was just like, man, do we give them tablets? Is that something that we should be doing? And now at the third kid, I'm like, damn, yeah, man, I gotta give me another iPad for this kid to start learning how to be, like we're talking about 6 years later. I went from I didn't want to give my daughter an iPad to my kid's 2, and it's okay because this is something that she's gonna have to learn one day. Marilyn had a laptop at her old school, so it's like in kindergarten. So this is just the way the life is changing over time. So I can only imagine how it went from parenting him in '94 to parenting Mason.
Oh, I love it now because we got Power School. So it's like if you're showing up to class late, I'm getting an alert. If you don't show up to class at all and you're showing absent, I am on my phone. Where the hell are you? You better pick up your phone because if you don't pick up your phone,
that's right. He got a phone.
Yes.
I had that.
Yes.
Bro, my first phone was the Nokia. It looked like a candy phone.
Oh yeah, I had the sidekick. Yeah,
I had the Razor.
You were the Razor class. Yes, sir.
Hand-me-down. I had my mom's old Razor and then her old Blackbird. Every time she got an upgrade, I was like, I'm about to give me a new one. Yeah.